I'll just tell you what it does. Just say what it does, and then I'll show you the drawings. Makes mine different, and I'm in the process of receiving a patent for this. Puric received that's the work that I did a lot of this stuff off of. But some of the problems that he was running into was the way he solved it, which efficiency is not too good, is you had bubbles forming on the plates. These bubbles, of course, you know it, but you take an ohmmeter and you go across the air, it reads infinite. So if you have lots of bubbles, your efficiency of your system will go to nuts. So what you do is, what he did was, he kept on jacking the voltage up. He jacked it up around the 250 volts. When you receive 250 volts, you get it at a certain level, and then he had a solenoid hit the tank, and it would start all over again. The cycle would happen. I think it was like 15 or 25 minute cycle. And he had to do it all over again. But there's another way of doing it. So you have a water jet in there. That's how you
literally flushing the plates.
Yeah, just flushing the plates all the time. Now, you're talking about the waveform, and this is the beauty that everybody misses the boat on, and this is why I came all the way down here to make anything at all. Is this one statement that I'm about to make. I'm going to just tell the world, even though it's my, I should wait, I have my patent in process, so people can take it from me.
It's proprietary.
It's proprietary, but I'm giving it out today to the public because I'm already in the works, and I believe what I'm about to say is the first. Now everybody, on all these patents, they missed the boat on the signal form. What I mean by that, you see a transformer in there, and you say, well, on a transformer you see a positive cycle of a waveform and a negative cycle of a waveform. Nice clean sine wave. Correct. But what people don't realize, I said, gee, on the positive portion of the waveform, it might, the breakover voltage of the threshold when you start to create those bubbles might be, let's say, 2.5 volts. On the negative portion of the waveform, it might be 1.8 volts. So wait a minute, there's 0.3 volts differential. So what happens is you got ions going into solution. These ions that are going into solution on all the patents I've ever seen to deal with Brown's gas is causing inefficiencies in the system. Because I get the feedback off the charts I was just showing you earlier, with these feedbacks, we will know what the optimum value needs to be. So my pulse width modulator, what it does, I'm going to show you some more pictures. Hold on, bear with me a minute. Okay, a chalkboard. Is there a chalkboard here? I think I can answer it. You got a chalkboard or anything to write on, or is going to make your efficiency of your system run 100%? That's not true.
No, that's right.
So what I've done with this mechanism here and the circuit board that I have, it gets the feedback from my sensors, knowing what the values should be, and says, you know what, we're shorted right now, and it adjusts that square wave that's going in. I use the 5K harmonic square wave, which has written a lot of patents that say they've seen a lot of optimized, wonderful things happen. So hitting it with the pulse width modulator, with the feedback from my sensors, I believe it keeps all the ions from flowing into solution and lets the catalyst do all the work. Therefore, by letting the catalyst do all the work, your thing runs at peak efficiency, 200% efficiency, which is nothing ever been able to achieve before. And that's with the two boards that I've done, and the next about 2 months from now, I'll be putting those numbers onto the net so people can take that information on. Because there's so many different types of catalysts, I like to try to get people to help me take these readings. I'm trying to work with somebody to try to do that, and that's what my product is about.
Well, now, what catalyst are you generally using?
Well, generally, like Sodium chloride is the ones I did my readings. But sodium chloride is not a recommended one to use because the chlorine, the hydrogen may cause some problems. Potassium hydroxide, sodium KOH may work. There are a lot of others which I'll post may also work. Which one is the best? I hope to talk to some other people and see what they have found.
Reach out.
But sodium chloride is just the one I did my readings to prove. If I did it the old way, I'd say I'd reach efficiency of 125%. Just to show that my idea and concept works. That's why I did all the graphs with, hold on. Put it up here.
So you basically used one style of electrolyzer through your whole process with all these graphs, meaning
Correct.
you stayed with one consistency.
Yeah. Could we? Yes.
And salt as well. That's your sodium chloride is your consistent.
Correct.
Okay,
Just
so
to prove a point, if I do it the old wet method, you say, boy, that only gets 125%. But, you know, do this method, you get 200%. It doesn't really I know it doesn't really matter what electrolyte you use. I mean, it does. It'll increase your efficiency. But I know this, by using my sensor, you will increase your efficiency greatly. With my signal generator, my pulse width modulator, with the feedback coming off my sensor, you can achieve peak efficiency because it adjusts the pulse width on both sides of the waveform that no other patent or no other process I've seen that dealt with. They always send the sine wave generator in it, and you have these electrolytes going into solution. Therefore, with the electrolytes going in solution, what happens is you reduce efficiency. You got to keep the not the electrolytes, the migration of the ions at a net zero going into solution. You want to let the catalyst do all the work. When you let the catalyst do all the work, then you will receive maximum efficiency out of your system.
And when you say 200%, for example, that's 200% over Faraday prediction?
There's only a maximum number. It takes a certain amount of energy to get this thing working. But what I can say is this. The old days,